Politics can be great fodder for comedians.
Like, they put elections right before Thanksgiving on purpose.
Stand-up comedian Walter Ford is on stage at National Lampoon The Yellow Door in downtown San Diego. He's been making people laugh for nearly 10 years now, but in 2020 and 2021, he was in the street using his comedy to protest.
I was at all of them. I was at all of them, bro. I done seen everything.
USA! USA!
I was heckling Proud Boys. You right on that. I was heckling Proud Boys.
Police in riot gear, protesters fighting with each other,
Look at John DeVito, Danny DeVito.
and Ford cracking wise as a way of standing up for his principles.
Comedy, I feel like, is one of the few justices left on earth. And through comedy, even if it's something that's extremely serious, like talking to some Proud Boys, if I add some comedy into it, you're gonna pay attention to this really serious situation and you're gonna laugh at it.
That was during President Donald Trump's first term. Ford says his second term may be very different.
Conservative dream for America, is that what it, If we allow that, then I do think that there's a lot of danger to my profession and people that do anything close to my profession as far as creativity.
We know very little about what Trump's second term will be like, given that he has no fixed principles or core beliefs or coherent ideas or constructive solutions or plans or proposals or policies or values or thoughts of any kind. He watches TV and then he screen posts about what he just saw on TV. He's basically an intellectual Roomba. He goes in one direction until he bumps into something, and then he just goes off into another direction.
That was Seth Meyers on his NBC show, Late Night. Following that bit, President Trump posted on Truth Social, "These are not shows of entertainment, they are simply political hits. And Comcast should pay a big price for this."
He's kind of made these promises kind of worrisome from somebody who's already out there. And as a comic, I think of us as the jester. My job is to poke fun at the king, right?
Victor Paz Jr. is a comedian and produces comedy shows around San Diego for his company, Cackles.
I'm curious to see actually how the comedy world's going to be, how to evolve in the next, we'll know I think in the next 8 months or so.
Paz says he isn't censoring the comics in his shows, but he says comedy is risky, and sometimes the joke lands and sometimes it doesn't.
I've seen people get super offended when you've gone after Trump and they've been Trump supporters and they've been super sensitive about it. And then I've seen the other side where they're a Trump supporter and they're like, keep going, that was a good one.
Paz describes what he thinks the best comedy is like.
It's whittling dynamite. You don't know how long the wick is.
Political science professor Rick Epps says comedy can be a great way to say some very profound things.
When you look at the spectrum of how artists are able to articulate through humor, for example, in this case, people can digest things a little more intently when they hear it in a humorous way.
But speaking truth to power comes with its own set of risks, according to Epps.
In our country, the danger is, but they may not kill you right here, like they would in other countries.
Make some noise. You're an American. You got freedom.
However, they can certainly cut you off financially, and I call it we in political terms we call it coercive diplomacy.
Ford agrees.
I do think that there is a certain amount of caution that needs to be taken as far as making sure you don't mess up the church's money.
However, through his jokes, Ford aims to build bridges both inside the comedy clubs and at the protests.
At the end of the day, we're all humans. Black, white, red, purple, conservative, liberal, libertarian. And I feel like at some point in time, comedy can be the middle ground for us to at least be able to have a conversation.
Give yourselves a hand clap for coming out. We got some more comedians.
Matthew Bowler, KPBS News.
Make sure you stay. It's only getting better. I need y'all to keep that energy up because this next. Okay, all right. My bad. Keep that energy up.